What's up, guys, and welcome to the Olsen Angle. Today we're going to be talking about Clemson Tigers defensive tackle commit Demonte Capehart. Demonte is 6'5", 295 pounds, and he ran a 4.84 40-yard dash and has a 29-inch vertical. And when you hear that, it screams athlete. To hear that he runs a sub-5 40-yard dash at around 300 pounds, it's incomprehensible. Players at the NFL Combine don't even record 40-yard dashes that quick. The first thing I noticed when I watched his film was that he has an extremely quick and powerful first step, and allows him to get in the backfield and disrupt plays. And when he gets in the backfield, one thing I noticed he does uncharacteristically well for a defensive tackle is play the read option. Most time defensive tackles really struggle whether it's a veer or a trap coming their way, just because they don't have a lot of time to decipher who has the football, whether it's given off to the running back or the quarterback keeps the ball. Defensive tackles usually don't have that lateral mobility that a defensive end and an outside linebacker would have, so their time to determine who has the football is cut down if they want to go ahead and make a play. But since Demonte has such quick lateral movement, as well as speed and quickness off the ball, he's able to decipher who has the football, react extremely quickly, use his long frame, and go ahead and stop the running back if he's getting the ball, or go ahead and catch up to the quarterback if he does keep it. Another thing I noticed throughout the highlights is in pass rush situations, Demonte is not reliant upon the bull rush and the push-pull pass rush moves. Usually in high school, defensive tackles are very reliant upon the bull rush and the push-pull. They get lined up either over that guard or the center, and they're able to just use that strength and the massive frame they have to push usually that center of the guard back. And as soon as they start leaning, because most high school offensive linemen lean instead of anchoring down with their legs, they're able just to pull them by, and that's how they get their penetration. But the bull rush as well as the push-pull doesn't work in every single scenario. So it's very comforting to see Demonte not only in his highlights, but also the one-on-one drills he had there in the opening, using a pretty wide variety of pass rush moves. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and dive into the highlights as well as those one-on-one drills from the opening. Quick first step, beats that tackle on the down block, and he's about to live out every single big man's dream of returning one to the house. Being a former big guy myself, I love to see this for the kid. That's awesome. I love it. I'm going to have to rewind it, guys. You do not see offensive linemen and offensive line schemes usually the way you're going to see this one right here. You've got 3 down linemen here on the defense, and you've got 5 guys blocking. You might have a slide side and a man side in this particular scenario. You might have both tackles kick out to cover those defensive ends, and the guards might dual read, okay, if the center needs help, we'll help him here, but we'll also look to kick to the outside to help that tackle on the defensive end. You don't see offensive line schemes designed like this, where you leave both your tackles isolated on defensive ends, and you leave 3 down linemen to cover that one nose guard. You don't see things like that, and it only means one thing: that this is how they were trying to retroactively fix Demonte causing and wreaking havoc in the backfield, that they were going to stick both guards and a center on one player. It's unbelievable, really, to see the respect that he gets during the game. Look at it here again. These guards don't kick outside. They both kick towards the center. So they're not worried about any help for the tackles. So it just shows the respect that Demonte gets out there on the field. Nice explosion. The read option. I don't know if that tackle is supposed to be down blocking on Demonte, but nonetheless, he fired through that hole with extreme intensity and broke that play up in the backfield. It was a great job. Okay, the swim move, he runs the bell curve, hits the guy with the swim move, and makes a sack. That's that versatility I'm talking about. As a defensive tackle, again, you really only see the bull rush and the push-pull in high school. So I'm just going to try to note all the different pass rush moves we're going to see used in the highlight film, as well as these one-on-one situations at the opening. There was definitely a miscommunication there between the guard and the right tackle. I think the tackle was expecting the guard to go ahead and slide side there with him, but it just didn't happen. That type of play is applicable and translates. Let me go ahead and go back to this just so we can go ahead and talk about this. When an offensive lineman leans so far forward and they don't have their feet underneath them, it's usually because they feel like they have to overcompensate for the defensive tackle coming off the ball hard and being a lot stronger than they are. And this happens sometimes in college and even the NFL, where a guy kind of gets leaning over the top of his toes. In situations like this, Demonte's able to read that the guy's leaning and just uses a quick little sidestep and swim over the top of him, gets in the backfield and makes a tackle. Those type of plays translate, and usually when an offensive lineman does this, very noticeable on the play. Here it is again. The quickness of that first step too was unbelievable. Good job reading that play right there, and he makes the tackle on the running back. Good awareness in the backfield. Look at the effort by the big 300-pound man getting lateral and making the tackle. I love to see the effort out of a big guy like that. Look how quickly he's able to read and react to that quarterback keeping the football and make the tackle, put his plant foot in the ground and make that play. The offensive lineman does a pretty good job of neutralizing that pass rush. But again, Demonte has that motor right there, and he winds up running that quarterback out of bounds. It was a good play by him there, not stopping. Does a great job fighting off that cut block, and then he chases down the play and makes a tackle. Good effort play right there. Wow. We're going to have to go ahead and break that down, guys. That was really impressive. Right off the bat, you see the power and the explosion. He beats this pulling guard to the hole in the spot. He fires off so quickly, the pulling guard doesn't even get a hand on him. He gets in the backfield, has time to go ahead and adjust and see who has the ball, blows up the quarterback, then goes ahead and turns around and blows up that guard. It really is unbelievable the amount of havoc he's able to wreak on this one play. Look at this again, guys. Destroys the quarterback. Destroys the pulling guard. He gets 2 pancakes on the play as a defensive lineman. Unbelievable. He successfully thwarts another read option. Comes down there, clubs the offensive lineman's hands, spins to the outside, gets pressure on the quarterback, and it causes that interception. Another different pass rush move we haven't seen in the highlights, just showcasing again the versatility he has with all the different moves he can utilize. He got double teamed, but again, he played from whistle to whistle. Good effort. Blows that offensive tackle so far in the backfield, that pulling guard doesn't even have a chance to reach his destination. That's just that initial first powerful step, and he's able to disrupt everything in the backfield. Now here are the one-on-one drills where Demonte is facing off against the best of the best offensive linemen across the nation at the opening. So the first person we're going to see him face off against is a center committed to Texas, a 4-star recruit, Jake Majors. We're also going to see him go against Isaiah Walker, an uncommitted 4-star recruit there at tackle, as well as Akinola, another 4-star offensive guard recruit who's committed to Texas A&M. Alrighty, goes ahead and swims Jake Majors on the very first rep and collects an easy sack. That's something we didn't get to see too often in the highlights that I want to talk about. So Demonte goes ahead and gets his hands extended, he just goes ahead and locks Jake out, and as soon as Jake tries to anchor himself down, he pulls him by and executes that push-pull perfectly. That's great, guys. Let's go ahead and talk about that one right there. Demonte starts his pass rush as if he's going to run the bell curve. And then, as soon as Isaiah kind of oversets right there, he goes ahead and hits him with that hard jab step back inside. And as Demonte's going inside, Isaiah has his hands kind of wide and doesn't get an in-tight punch. So he's got his hands wide, he tries to go ahead and punch Demonte, but Demonte does a good job of leveraging his body position, avoiding those hands, swiping right past them, and collecting an easy sack. Let's go ahead and watch it again, guys. Here it is. Starts out with the outside pass rush move. Isaiah doesn't get hands on the inside. He goes ahead and gets skinny right there, and he makes the sack. Just fighting. Good job with the hand placement and just good effort. Isaiah does a good job. He gets that inside hand on the inside of Demonte and is able to stop that pass rush move. Whoa, that's a great job by Akinola right there. As soon as Demonte tries to slap the side of him and get upfield with that rip, Akinola goes ahead and resets and positions himself and does a good job of moving his feet. That was a good job blocking right there against Demonte. Now this is the pass rush move I would expect to see more often for Demonte against a bigger offensive guard right there. He uses that quickness and burst of speed off the ball, and he gets to the outside shade there of that guard, so that guard really has to kick more vertically, and that's usually something guards struggle with. So Akinola is already behind, and as he's trying to do anything he can to salvage this one-on-one attempt, he just goes ahead and spins off and he makes the easy sack. That's what I'd like to see him utilize more often, especially when he's going against a bigger, heavier set offensive guard. Use that speed a little more. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but Demonte has such great speed, he's got to utilize that on every single rep. Wow. So right there, Akinola does a good job of anchoring down. So Demonte tries to hit him there with that good push-pull move, but Akinola is a little bit heavier, and he's got inside hand placement with that left arm. So as soon as he tries to pull him by, Akinola is just able to wash him to the outside right there. Okay, now he's going against Isaiah Walker again here. Hits him there with that jab step as he stutters a little bit to the outside. Isaiah's got late feet back, so he's able to get to the inside and make a sack. Okay, wow. Okay, so right there, we saw it again. I loved as an offensive tackle if someone started to dance around on the periphery on the outside right there. Demonte was kind of dancing around with the stutter steps, and Isaiah wasn't biting yet. So what he does is he goes ahead and collapses it right there and makes contact with the offensive tackle. And as soon as he notices he's trying to go inside again, Isaiah kind of over pursues. And what Demonte does is he just goes ahead and spins right to the outside and makes a sack. Again, adjusting to where the offensive lineman is and making his over pursuit his downfall. That's how you can really determine if a defensive lineman has a good pass rush set, if he's able to react to exactly what he needs to do based off of the offensive lineman's mistake. Demonte has that powerful and quick first step. When he gets in the backfield, he's extremely aware and has great lateral mobility so he can stop those read option plays. And then on top of that, you pair it with the ability to use a wide variety of pass rush moves, Demonte really is going to be successful. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. I really do appreciate the fact that you took the time out of your day to watch and learn a little bit about Demonte Capehart. And if you've enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe.